YouTube? Topaz Jace back for another, I guess, mixtape review, and this one is to that 21 Savage and Metro Boomin Savage Mode. And I say mixtape because the lines have just been completely blurred over these past years on the difference between EP, mixtapes, albums, and all of that stuff, man. But seeing as though this is now streaming on SoundCloud, I would go ahead and attribute it to being a mixtape, much like how everybody is claiming that Chance the Rapper project to be a mixtape. This project shows us the very thin line that commercial trap music is actually walking on, you feel me? Because when you take the same exact producer in Metro Boomin, who's been producing all the Future stuff, man, you realize what makes the music viable is the high energy that makes the club really bounce every time it comes on and such. But yet you take the same exact type of production and the same producer and put it into the wrong hands, in which that's exactly what 21 Savage is, because he just comes off as 100% amateur. A guy with not enough experience to diversify his flow, that raps completely monotone and it comes off very boring, that it shows you how bad things go with it. Because to be quite honest, this entire project sounds the same all the way throughout. It becomes background music and it's ultimately boring because 21 Savage is boring. One key indication that shows you how amateur he is and such, man, is that every time he's rapping, he can't help but to mention his own name. A lot like what Snoop Dogg used to do back in the day, where he always would just spell out his name, and a lot of people consider that to be marketing genius. But yet using your own name as somewhat of your punchlines, man, it is completely flawed, dude. But using your own name for punchlines and your particular ad-lib, because you see all of these commercial trappers and stuff, they put more time in the ad-libs than they actually do with creating skills and such. That's why each and every last one of them have their own unique ad-lib to them, and what's sad about it is everybody rocks with it. But compile that with the fact that this whole project doesn't have a core concept, as well as most of these individual tracks. I mean, for the most part, you are getting exactly what the title track is giving you, which is that Savage Mode. It's 21 Savage just rapping on Metro Boomin beats and stuff. That's it. But I guess there are some tracks on here that we should talk about, like the X track with Future on there, in which what they're ultimately rapping about is stunning on the ex-chicks and such, because they're just that petty. And here's the core thing about that, man. If you're going to go out of your way to stunt on your exes, you're not over them. That's quite honestly the way relationships and stuff work, because when you actually get over somebody, you really go long periods of time without even talking to them or even thinking about them, and you're obviously still hung up on them so much that you want to stun on them. And then we should talk about that no advance as well, because this is a recurring theme throughout this project, where he's ultimately talking about the money and the success and everything that he's got, and he's doing it all independent and such, pretty much saying it like, I'm having sex with all these women with all these diamonds and stuff on. In which this shows us a very key thing, man, that you don't need to be in the commercial industry. You don't need to be making a lot of money in order to get these trinkets that all of these artists and everybody got, man. But overall, that's the only bit of intrigue that you can get throughout this 9-track project, man. Is completely terrible. One that I recommend people to skip past. I give this joint a 1 out of 10. But this concludes today's review, man, and now we're gonna jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Juan Carlo before we jump into the news, and then jump into an article from downloadpass.com. So did you guys see that Lil Wayne got hit with another lawsuit, but this one from American Express, for an outstanding balance of $86,000, man, on your credit card. And you know, his credit is all but done because of this. And you never want to ruin your credit, man, and I don't care how much money you have and such, man, because look at guys like Scott Storch, who ran through all of his money with a drug habit and such, man. You never know when you're going to need it back, and having good credit will actually help you. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com. And today's article is about Just Pray for France and such, man, because I'm sure you've all had to have heard about it by now. Like, some psychopathic scumbag decided to drive a truck through a celebratory event where he ended up killing 80 people and 10 kids and all of that, man. And that is disgusting all the way, man, and he ended up getting killed by the police. But yet many people within hip-hop have come out with their sympathies and everything for France, again, like, since they had the terrorist attack and everything, dude. And you know, I completely understand it. Like, you never want to see this happen ever, but in the end, our own genocide, people. But let me ask you this, man. When the whole Alton Stalling thing happened, did France even come out and say anything? Actually, I looked it up. No, there was protests all over the country and stuff, especially in Europe, from Ireland to London to Amsterdam, South Africa. Like, it was out and about and such, but France didn't say anything. And how many of us black people have stood by France and put their flags on the profiles and spoke up for them and everything through trying times, but yet they never do anything for us? Like, you got to keep track of these types of things, man. You can't be to the forefront of everybody else's stuff when they ain't coming out to help you when you are in a genocide yourself. And you know, I'm hoping the families recover and everything, because as I said, this is a terrible thing to happen. But ultimately, we as a people gotta focus on our people, not these people who don't rock with us. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.